So I finished the restoration on my 52 Jaguar fixed head coupe about 3 years ago, and I haven't been able to drive it. The reason is that I hurt my back quite badly, and this is a fairly difficult car to drive in its original form. So I thought of selling the car, and I kind of just pushed it off into the corner of the shop, and it sat. Now the thing is, I have been able to drive my other vintage cars, with some difficulty, but still. So there are things about this car that make it difficult to drive. And other owners have mentioned this. It's sort of like a well-known thing, these things. So my intention now is to fix what's wrong with the car, now that my back is a little bit better, and to try to drive it. And if I can't drive it, then I'll probably sell it. So the three things, and I'm going to be making a series of probably 3 videos about this, are the seat, the heavy steering, and the heavy clutch. And tall drivers know all about the seat, and the interior is just very, very small. But a lot of this smallness is taken up because the seats are sort of like overstuffed, puffed up, as per was fairly normal in the day. It was just I don't know if it was a stylistic thing or they didn't understand ergonomics, but they liked to use a lot of puffy seats for supposed comfort. Now the XK120 was a sports car, and it was not supposed to be an easy to drive or comfortable car. So these things that I'm supposedly fixing about the car are not flaws at all. It was accepted that if you drove a sports car, you were manly, strong, robust, and had no fear, could go 120 miles an hour, etc. So nowadays, people are older, and people who own these cars are probably older too, and have various injuries like myself. So the 3 things I'm going to be fixing, the way I'm going to go about it, is the seat I'm replacing with a different seat. It's a type of bucket seat, which you'll see. And the clutch, I'm installing a hydraulic clutch along with a Tremec T5 gearbox that I happen to have from a 94 Mustang, Ford Mustang. And the third thing is probably the most difficult thing that you don't see as often, which is the steering. I've already ordered and is on the way a Easy Steer power electric steering kit, which you get power assisted steering electrically, gear reduced. So that's the one thing that is sort of irreversible. You have to cut the steering column and re-weld it, and etc. So it's not like a bolt-on conversion like these other things, which is sort of a shame because I restored this car to be as original as I could. It's not like a number matching car. It's been, it was heavily rusted. It's not a perfect original car. So that's my one consolation, is that I'm not destroying a survivor. This has all been redone completely. And I think this is the first time I've actually shown the car since I restored it. I've been so discouraged. I just threw it in a corner and forgot about it, essentially, until now. Okay, well, I hope you enjoy these videos, and stay tuned. We're doing the seat now. And here is the seat that I'm planning to use. It's actually something that I built about 20 years ago for a vintage race car. It's aluminum skin over a steel frame construction made of conduit. And it was in my attic for quite a while. I almost threw it out, but turns out it's going to be perfect for this. It fits in the car quite well. And the seat back angle is 17 degrees, which is exactly what I was looking for. I did have to weld these tabs on here, which go to the original mounting points. It's actually a very comfortable seat, and there's a foam insert which is molded to the back of the driver. Not my back, but very close. And all I did was trim some of the foam here. It had a little bit of a lumbar support in there, which I didn't like. And I have all the leather upholstery, which I made years ago with this white piping. See the white there? I'm in the process of removing all the white piping, rather laboriously, stripping it all off, so I can have it like this. Just no piping, just black. And this is all leather, actually. It goes in there like that, and then this is the back, the pleated back. It's going on there. Now, if I didn't have this seat, there are a couple of other seats I was considering. I was considering the buckets that you can typically find for sale for these cars. And you can buy them upholstered or bare. Those were okay. I've sat in one before, in an XK120. But they're more upright, which gives you more leg room, which I don't need. And I would have had to put something similar like this to fill up the space in here. Because what these inserts do, if you don't have this here, is there's like a hollow. And when you push on the clutch or push on the brake, your hips twist around. You don't notice that if your back is good. But if your back has gone bad, you notice any sort of twisting. So you need a firm support all the way across your hips and on your butt. So when the force goes down, it goes right into the seat. It doesn't translate into a twisting motion. So this seat looks terribly uncomfortable, but actually it is extraordinarily comfortable, even though it's quite firm. Now you can see that the seat is rather asymmetric. This is how both sides were. They were both had this really high side, and I was forced to cut this side down and weld some pipes back in and sort of bend the metal around because it was impossible to get in the car with that high side. So it's very much a custom seat just for this car now. If I didn't have this seat, I think I would have purchased this one here. It's made by Classic Race Fabrication in England, and it is billed as one of their low-back bomber seats. And the reason I like it, besides just being really nice looking, is that it has this 17-degree layback angle, which coincidentally is exactly the same as the seat that I designed years ago for my race car. So it must be a very common and accepted sort of good angle for human beings. And I may yet purchase one of these for the passenger side, depending on how things go. I have no affiliation with this company. I just happen to like the looks of their seats. And voila, here is the finished product. Here's the seat installed. It is extremely comfortable. It's like a form-fit sort of bomber seat. And it totally transforms the feel of the car from a stodgy, old, upright sort of feeling to almost like being in sort of like a fighter plane from the 40s or 50s. I mean, it really seriously transforms the car. And I think when I get the smaller steering wheel on it, it'll be even better. But I'm actually very surprised how good it is. Cosmetically, I mean, it looks a little unusual in this car. And I could have done a better job on the upholstery, but considering I sewed most of this 20 years ago in like a couple of hours, I didn't spend much time on it because it was going in a race car. A few other things you may notice in the interior here is the armrest, which I made when I restored the car. It just pulls out, and it's a very nice armrest. It actually fits in some of my other cars. It just fits over whatever hump you have in the car. So there it is, all done. And I'm looking forward to doing either the steering or the transmission next. So stay tuned. Signing off.